In this video, we're going to talk about section 7.1 in your book. It's on solving systems of two equations. There's three methods that you learned in both Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 about solving systems of equations. Those methods are substitution, graphing, and elimination. The first, we're going to review the substitution method. If you were given an example such as y equals x squared and y minus 9 equals 0, we can solve this by substitution. The first thing you're going to do is look at the easier equation here. Right now we know that y minus 9 equals 0. That means that y has to equal 9. Okay? So we know that y equals 9. We can plug that into the other equation here, y equals x squared, and we can solve for x. So if y equals x squared and y is 9, that means 9 equals x squared. And if we solve this for x by taking the square root of both sides, we get positive or negative 3 equals x. So in this case, we're going to have two solutions, one where x is 3 and y is 9, and one where x is negative 3 and y is also 9. Okay, so that's just a quick review of substitution. The next method that we're going to review is graphing. So let's say if we are graphing and we are given the example y equals the natural log of x and 1 equals 2x plus y. What we're going to do is we're going to plug these both into our calculator and see where they intersect at. So before we can plug these into our calculator, this equation is good to go because it's already in the form of y equals. This equation here, we need to solve for y in order to plug it into our calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So our second equation is going to be negative 2x plus 1 equals y. So from here, we can plug this equation into our calculator. So what you can do is you just go to your calculator, go to your y equals key, and enter in your two equations. Once you have your two equations in, you can graph it. You may need to change your window so that you can see the graph depending on what you graphed last. From here, to find your intersection point, you're going to hit second trace, which is your calculate key. You're going to go down to number 5, the intersection. And then what you can do is you can put your cursor on the intersection and just hit enter 3 times. So when you hit enter 3 times, you are going to get the intersection point of 0.687 and negative 0.375. So our solution here by graphing is going to be this ordered pair here. Okay. The next method that we're going to review is elimination. Okay. In elimination, you are given two equations. Typically, elimination is best used when they're in standard form, which these two both are. We have 2x minus 4y equals 8 and negative 2x plus 2y equals negative 4. In order to solve this, what we can do is we can multiply the second equation here by 2 so that our x's will eliminate here. See how I have a positive 2 and then that will give me a negative 2 here. So my second equation then becomes negative 2x plus 4y equals negative 8. And my top equation I'm going to leave exactly the same. 2x minus 4y equals 8. When you add straight down, what you're going to notice here in this example is you end up getting 0 equals 0. Okay? When this happens, you get a true statement whenever you're solving these systems of equations and your variables cancel out. There are infinitely many solutions. Alright, so if there's infinitely many solutions, which I spelled wrong, sorry, we would just write infinitely many solutions. And basically what happens is these two equations are the exact same line. Remember, you could also get no solution. Let's say we solve this system and we got a false statement, something like 0 equals 10 or 1 equals 5, which is not true. there would be no solution in that case. Okay, so make sure that you remember that sometimes you have two systems where the lines are the same and you get infinitely many solutions, meaning every single point on that line is a solution, or you can get no solution where the two lines are actually parallel and there are no solutions possible. Okay, now what we are going to be doing tomorrow is working on some application problems. So it's very important that tonight, in addition to this video, you also read pages 571 and 572 and work out examples 7 and 8. Don't just read the examples, make sure that you work them out and you try them on your own. Be prepared tomorrow to answer questions about regression models, how to find them, how to do the scatter plot on your calculator, and how to solve an application problem given to regression models, okay? You also need to read the part on supply and demand, okay? Talking about, you know, different business models and whatnot, okay?